Hi everyone. I'm sorry, I look terrible. Jeez. I look terrible. I had a nap today and I've just kind of woken up from the nap. Not physically, but like a reset has happened and I'm fully awake now. Um, it occurs to me that people are now fucking complaining because people are shocked that 6 months of bullying and harassment and I mean, that wasn't the only reason, but it was part of the reason. Like, people are suddenly shocked that bullying and harassment and smear campaigns for like a good 6 months would in any way be part of the reason why I might want to take my own life. I'm really confused. How are you going to call a person crazy and then expect them to do things that you think are sane? I'm confused. Okay, so I thought that this is what was going on, right? I thought that the point was to get me so upset it would get me sectioned, right? Now, in order to get somebody sectioned, they have to fulfill one of two criteria. To even be assessed, like not even sectioned, because there's not enough like beds out there for, hospital stays. There's not enough beds. Literally, there's not enough beds around the country for that. So in order to fulfill that criteria, you have to meet, in order to fulfill the criteria to be able to be sectioned, the question is always asked, do you plan to hurt yourself? Do you plan to hurt others? If you're not bullying me for that amount of time to be able to get me institutionalized, which means either hurting myself or hurting someone else, if that is not your intention, if it is not your intention for that to be a possibility, what are you doing this for? What are you using the racial slurs for? What are you using the fucking ableist slurs for? What are you coming after me for when I'm minding my business? If the point is not to have me sectioned at the very least, if not kill me, what is the point in what you're doing? I'm trying to understand. What? Did you want to isolate me? Make everyone hate me for what? For what? 9 times out of 10, if people back away from me, they might give me evils occasionally or they might not talk to me. Okay, fine. But there's always going to be one or two people who take it too far. So if you go around telling people that I'm this, that, and the third, and that I'm just evil, even after, I'm literally the one that's tried to leave. That's literally been like, you know what, I'm a single woman. Let me leave. Let me live my life. Get me a surrender tenancy form. I'll do the rest. I've literally done everything that I could to keep this as fair as possible, even through my tantrums, even through my hormonal issues, even through my emotional issues. I have tried to keep this as fair as possible. What is the point in getting everyone to hate me then? To isolate me? Okay, fine. For what purpose though? Because people know that mental health worsens when a person is isolated. People know this. Again, you don't have to, no perps, no ordinary people. Nobody has to pay attention to what I have to say because I'm crazy. But let's roll with it, okay? If people don't think I'm sane, they don't have to listen to this. But if you really think that I'm not sane and it is your purpose to isolate me, what are you isolating me for? What are you isolating me for? For what? What's the purpose? Isolation causes people to be mentally ill or for their mental health to worsen. So what's the purpose behind that? What is the purpose behind making out that somebody's crazier than they actually are and then isolating them as a result of that? What is the purpose of that if not to worsen their mental health so that you don't think you're crazy? What's the point in that? Is it to make people afraid of me? People get desperate when they're afraid. And again, there's no guarantees that everybody is going to do something desperate, but there's always going to be one or two people who are going to try their luck and be fucking reckless. Sometimes fear makes people reckless. So what is the point in doing this to me over and over again? To make people afraid of me? Again, for what? What are you doing it for? And then on top of that, a matter of fact, say you want to do it to get me kicked out. I tried to get myself kicked out. In December, I tried to get myself sectioned because I didn't want to put hands on nobody. That's not even the first time I wanted to put hands on somebody. I tried to get myself sectioned so I could get away from everybody here. I tried to get myself fucking sectioned. Because I'm thinking I'd rather be in a mental health hospital being drugged up to the eyeballs and treated like a fucking zoo animal than ever have to put up with this family. I did that last year. Tried to get myself sectioned. I've tried to leave, I think, about 3 times since they've been here. I've tried to fucking leave. Like, I think it is either, I've tried to leave multiple times since I've been here. I've tried to get a surrender tendency form to make it official. Since I've been here, like, I've tried that about 2 or 3 times. I've tried that about 2 or 3 times. So, like, what was it for me to leave? That's been tried too. So if the purpose is not to hurt me, then what the fuck is the purpose? What is the purpose of keeping coming after me when I'm minding my own fucking business? What is the purpose then? You can't keep coming after people complaining about the fact that they act in ways that you expect them to act, that they're supposed to act in order for you to get what you want. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It just seems to me that the main problem that people have with me is not that I'm good at revenge, because I am good at revenge, even though I didn't really have to do much because everybody else did it for me. You know, it's not that I'm not good at revenge. It's not about that. It's not about the fact that I'm scary. It's not about the fact that I'll throw hands. It's not about any of that. It's about the simple fact that they can't keep up with their lies. They're pathological liars who basically have backed themselves into a corner and don't know how to get out. So now they're trying to guilt trip me over suicide. How do you try to guilt trip somebody who's crazy for acting crazy? Bro, how do you do that? I'm trying to understand. Like, you said I was crazy. Okay, fine. And then in your mind, somebody killing themselves over what somebody else says is crazy, right? So that tracks. What's the problem? It's just the constant whining. Like, what? What is that? Gang stalking is one of these things, right, where perps just do some shit I will never understand. I will never understand it. I will never understand it. They just do and say some like just nonsensical shit. How are you going to be involved in a whole community-wide program to stalk and isolate somebody to the point where they might or might not want to kill themselves or hurt others? And then when they try to attempt to kill themselves or hurt others like you wanted in the first place, now that I don't get it. I really don't get it. And if they're not gang stalkers and they're doing shit like this, because you know there are people who are not gang stalkers who will do that shit same way. If there are people who are not gang stalkers who are doing shit like this, their fucking motivations are even more baffling. I'm trying to understand what's going on here. Again, if you're not trying to bombard like a person into ending their own life or hurting someone else, if that's not what you're doing, then why are you doing it? Are you just so desperate for attention that you didn't think of that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And the child upstairs still hasn't stopped because she still thinks it's a game. And all the adults around her have taught her that this is the appropriate way to behave, but now everybody wants to blame her and say that she's the problem. You taught her that. You taught her that talking shit about somebody's mental health issues to the point where they might want to end their lives or hurt someone else is a good thing. It's a game, and it's a test of your bravery. You taught her that. Now she thinks she's fucking brave because she's... I can't with this shit. I really can't with this shit. Listen, I'm getting electronically bombarded every day to the point where I've got pain all over my body. I have to navigate that. I can't trust anybody that I'm surrounded by. And that's deliberate. All of that is deliberate. All of that is deliberate. And then on top of that, I've got whole communities of people gaslighting me, isolating me, doing whatever they can to me. And then as soon as something validates their fucked up opinion, regardless of whether or not their fucked up opinion is right or not, now they want to pretend like they didn't have nothing to do with it. Now they didn't want to pretend like that. Now they want to pretend like that was not their intention the whole time. Like, my guy, stop. That's what I'm saying. If you didn't want to hurt someone, why did you do this? If you didn't want to mess up someone's life, and it's not just this community, it's not just this village, it's not just them. Like every other village that I've lived in, I should have, every single time that they came after me, I should have asked, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to heal me? You think I'm crazy? What do you think? What do you think the plan is? What's the plan? I should have asked racist people, what's the plan? What is your plan? Do you want me to not exist anymore? What is your plan? What's going on? What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of what you're doing? I bet you any money they wouldn't have a fucking answer. We're just having fun. Okay, at my expense. So how's that supposed to affect me? Oh, you don't care? Okay, cool. Just understand that as the saner person, or as the person with the more privilege, you also have more responsibility than me. So if anything happens to me as a result of your actions, my blood is on your hands. That's what I should have said. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm trying to understand. What the fuck is your logic? If you want to bring somebody, if you want to harm another human being, then you want to harm another human being. Cool. Have the integrity to at least open up about that. If you want to harm someone else, harm someone else. The problem is that people want to harm someone else for entertainment and they still want to be seen as good people because they got feelings. People mistake having feelings for being good people. Having feelings and being a good person is not the fucking same. You have to answer for what you're doing. I've come on camera and I've said many a times, I've got scumbaggy ways. I've got scumbaggy ways. And the thing is, right, is that I would rather be honest and have scumbaggy ways, even though like being honest doesn't always mean you have to be a scumbag. You can be honest and be like a truly good person. There are people who are honest with themselves that are truly good, but no, I got scumbag ways. I know I got scumbag ways. I take responsibility for my scumbag ways. In fact, people calling me all kinds of crazy and mad and this, that, and the third, and trying to basically highlight my marginalized status to make themselves feel better, they're basically taking the responsibility out of my hands And that's something I never wanted. I never wanted the responsibility of my actions to be taken out of my hands. Because that's exactly what leads to a loss of freedom. I never wanted the accountability of my actions to be taken out of my hands. But that's exactly what people do when they try to use any type of illness or any type of marginalization of yours for their entertainment. So again, what the fuck is your purpose? What the fuck is your purpose? What is your purpose in coming after me like this when I'm minding my business? What is your... Stop trying to guilt trip me over some shit that you tried to engineer. Fucking get right in your mind about what your intention is. Stop fucking around and get right about what your intention is and take responsibility for those intentions and actions. Stop fucking around. Stop fucking around. I'm sick of it. This program has killed so many people. And I'm not trying to pretend like, I'm some hero or anything. I'm not. Like, this is primarily about me. But there, you have to remember, there are other people going through even worse than what I'm going through. Just doing the most heinous shit to people even kinder than I am. Like, I told you I got scumbaggy ways, but this is being done to genuinely good people. Genuinely good people. And those are rare. This is being done to genuinely good people around this planet. Bad ones, good ones, all that. This is being done to genuinely good people around the planet. Worse than what I'm getting. What the fuck is your purpose? If your purpose is to harm somebody, stand in it and own it. Otherwise, stop fucking doing it. But whatever you do, stop taking a lack of accountability for your actions. Take accountability for your fucking actions. If you want to harm me, if you have put yourself in the position of being above me, and your response is to harm me, then your response is to harm me. And like it or not, that reveals who you are as a person. Now you want to save face because now it looks bad on you. You didn't mind when you had the power to be able to dictate whether somebody was sane or not. You didn't mind that before. But now you understand the responsibility that it carries. Now you don't want it. Now you won't be intimidated. Fuck you.